Oh, I'm live. Hi, biblical canon. Um, we're gonna check this out today a little bit. Again, covered a little heavier here. Um, Torah. Everything's a Torah. All right. Um, it's just a lot of Torah. You can read biblical canon. It tells you Sumerian canons, the early church, which is Mesopotamia, and stuff like that. Then it goes into the Western Church and stuff like that. There's a bunch of charts and stuff. All right. What I'm going for is the canonized what's going on in the theology. I know what's going on. All right. This is the canonized stuff from the Dead Sea Scrolls. All of this stuff is coming from Mesopotamia. Same place. All right. Now, Abraham. Abraham was born in Ur. Abraham of the Old Testament was born in Ur. Abraham was born in Ur, Sumer. Abraham, Mesopotamia, biblical Ur. All right, you starting to see a picture going on here? All right, now this is what the Sumerians say about their gods. They came from a planet called Heaven, and they handed down priesthoods and kingships from the planet Heaven. And um, I God, I don't think I have to say anymore, but Abraham was brought under that. And that's what they're getting the Bible from, period. So you're worshiping aliens. Let me show you a little something else. Biblical version of Tower of Babel. Let's talk about this. Those are some baked bricks. Okay? And I'm just gonna put them right where they belong, in the trash. We weren't building sun-baked bricks. All right, we were doing stuff like this before the Anunnaki came along. We were teaching our little children how to be gods. Now, here's another part of the myth, which I'm going to dispel right now. The Sumerians were the first culture to have high knowledge of more moons than one per planet, planets this, planets that, astrological. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 planets and a moon. I'm looking at Earth, and she has no moon. And we've been shown that that was drug here. I'm seeing the magnet signatures and all that of Horus, and the magnet signatures of each planet. I'm seeing the magnet signatures of our solar system and each planet. I'm seeing the representations of suns and planets. You see this? That's 1748 hertz. Now, how did the Egyptians know that our hair follicles produce 1748 hertz and speak with this magnetosphere exchanging energies with creation at 1748 hertz? How did they know that? You see the bullshit up top? That's Anunnaki building. You know how I can tell? You see this? That's what we were doing. That's one piece. There's one piece. One piece. All these one pieces. And then you start looking at little ones, small rocks. They were trying to emulate us, to hide us from us. You see this bullshit? What's this? That's fucking Roman, Anunnaki, right? What is that? That's little tiny rocks trying to stack them up as tall as we used to build them. That's what that is. They're lying to you. Sumer didn't come first. We were doing just fine in Egypt. You see this? That's a metal plate at 1748 hertz that matches this pattern. It also matches this pattern inside a torrid field that you see in every movie you've ever looked at. My computer is so slow. That's a Torah with 1748 hertz in it. It's exactly what you're looking at. Yeah, your eyes aren't deceiving you. This can be reproduced every day, all day long, right there, 1748 hertz. That could be reproduced all day, every day. How do I know it's 1748 hertz? Because we went and looked at it. It's 1748 hertz. They're reproducing it all day, every day. Look here. I looked up in a medical journal. You know what that is? 1748 hertz. Right there. Is that a freaking coincidence? I don't think so. Here's some of the work of these atomic guys, Logan, doing on that hieroglyph I translated. Although, I mean, come on, man, did I really need to cross-reference with the cobra and the cobra, conical hat, ball, his scythe? I mean, that's a planet. That's a fucking planet. It's like it showed up on Goes. Okay, we knew about it right there. Now I don't know what you think that is representing. God, this thing's so slow. I also think I know what this is. I'm not going to tell you yet. Not until I'm sure. That's just the way I roll. And you know that. If you've been watching me for any amount of time at all, you know I'm not going to say anything I don't know for sure. But you see that? That's a magnetosphere. I'm damn sure of that. So is this, and an overlay of our sun. This is also a magnet spectrum overlay on a fisheye camera up in the northern Alaska region. It's a grumpy moose. You can go look up the specs on the camera. It has an MRI overlay that is reading magnet. Magnet does not lens flare. It's not a freaking visible spectrum. So there you go. We knew about planets, and we knew they had moons, and the Sumerians come down here, and or the Anunnaki came down here, and they cut mother's trees down, which I've gone over. I'm going to have to do a video on that, I'm sure, because I mean I didn't believe it my damn self. I haven't believed hardly any of this shit until I prove it to myself. So that's going to be another show. But they cut her trees down. They murdered everybody in Egypt, beginning in Egypt and everything. You can tell when they started building smaller blocks in Egypt and changing the language a little bit in here. And, I mean, they kept a lot of the same symbols and stuff, so it didn't look like a great big drastic change all of a sudden, but all of a sudden I'm noticing differences in their writings. And, I can tell some of it just doesn't mean what it used to when we were writing it on the big walls. And that's not just Egypt, that's everywhere I'm looking. Aztecs, Mayans, and stuff like that. And all those, I guess maybe it was the Anasazi that were building all those temples, and then the other ones moved in. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into them deep enough yet to understand that, but I do know for the almost 3 weeks I've been looking at Egypt now, I'm finding out that we actually were doing way better before the Anunnaki came here. And when you're reading the cuneiform, you have to keep in mind that is the victor of the war version of what happened. And they're telling you that they're smarter than us, and they know this, and they know that. Well, I'm uncovering proof. We knew there were planets and moons, and we actually gave the creation story in better detail than I've ever seen it in cuneiform. I mean, that's all right there on the stone walls. And that's in stone. That's a lot of the fabric things are copied from older things and that are on the stone, but these stone things are telling us a lot better detailed version of the creation of our solar system and what we can do. And that would even include the manipulation of the magnetic field, which is center. in these ancient carvings, all of them. This is center. This is what all of these flowers and all this stuff is all about. It is the energy flow, the compression wave, the here I've got that to show you too. That's the funnel feathers and all this stuff. And look, they're in Aztecs. You know, look at that. Here, I hate me skipping around, but I mean, I've gained so much insight on this. It's just incredible. It makes you look at the feathers right here. You see these feathers? These are the same feathers you're looking at in the sky and on the Egyptian things. This right here is the halo wave, the compression halo. This is not a labyrinth. I love how they always try to turn everything into a confusion. That's this. Okay? And they're showing you how it's made. Now the rows in the middle I have not figured out, but they're showing you how that's made and why it's going on. And I've got a drawing of that from Scientific Lee. I get my stupid computer to operate. And right there it is on the airplane. You know, I already did a video on that. This should very well change the world. That little airplane right there. Now, there's one of Mom's trees right there. The thing's huge. Tell me that ain't a tree. I'm trying to find Lee's drawing. It's a beautiful drawing of what's going on. But we're seeing a lot of neat other things while we're scrolling by. Because all this stuff is just incredible what I'm finding out. I've done disseminated the ancient languages. I've done disseminated what's quantum physics for you. You know, right here's what we're seeing on those walls over there. Right here. This is Lee's drawing of the way energy flows through matter, which is this plane right here, exhibiting the same thing. Matter comes in, matter comes out after cross-looping, and out. Cross-looping, and out. And it's the same locomotion on the plane. Folks, we've been lied to. And I mean about everything. I hope that clarifies a little bit of something for you, because the Sumerians weren't the first civilization on this planet with high knowledge. We were. And they came and dumbed us down. I mean, come on. Seriously.